Hi guys, Alex Fortey here, and I'm with my old friend. It's 20 years, do you know that now?
At least.
20 years I've known this chump. But Simon Gabbitas, he's an excellent player. He wins county events, he's a PGA pro, an excellent teacher, understands the simple philosophy. But we're out here at the Forest of Arden having a bit of fun. It's my first round in several months, but we're gonna have a few challenges as we go around and see how it goes. So we have a par 5 here.
Into the wind as well, so the distances aren't going to look great, but slight dog leg right to left, so really into the breeze, long drive. We've got to move the ball flight down a little bit, make sure we're not spinning it up too much and getting it moving.
Okay, how do you move it down?
So really what we're trying to do is make sure we get the ball more out the centre of the golf club.
Don't we try and do that anyway?
Well, angle of attack a lot shallower.
Okay.
And keep the wrists out of it a little bit more, really.
Okay. So is then.
Here goes.
Low shots are definitely not my forte, so...
Absolutely, pardon the...
Gabby, his name's Gabby. Gabby's pretty good at this. So there were like 80-mile-an-hour winds last night, but thankfully it's died down. He's killed it, but is he going to clear the tree? Nope. No. All right, all I have to do is basically miss the tree. So I'm actually going to try and go around that tree a little bit. Aim right, choose my intermediate point. And do a bit of a low slinging draw.
Just want to avoid that roof, Al. That's all you want to do. Well, he's crushed it. And to be fair, being half a foot taller than me, he's always going to win that one, wouldn't he?
Shot here on this par 5. We've got how many yards?
You're 55 yards.
55 yards, something like that? Okay. So, did you actually measure it?
No, but I will do.
Okay, no, it doesn't matter. It's fine. But Gabby just asked me, he's like, what flight are you going to hit? And do you know what adjustment I need to make to get it to fly differently? I was like, well, sort of, but because I haven't been playing at all, I've kind of forgotten. And I said, let's tell the guys what they need to do. So, because it's windy, we want to hit it low, right?
Yeah, right. So we've got 55 yards, which is normally, over a bunker, this sort of condition, firm greens would be sort of 58 degree, 60 degree lob wedge, and just a sort of middle swing really, and just get the ball looping. We've got quite a lot of wind up here. You probably can't hear it as much, but there is a good...
They'll be able to hear it on the mic.
Sort of good few. Nice, brilliant. Good few mile-an-hour wind going that way, so slightly forward, but massively across. So we want to keep it out of the wind. So I'm going to try and hit it a little bit lower. That's why I've chosen 54 degrees. But I'm also, to make sure I get my contact right, and a nice shallow strike that I still want to get, I'm going to make sure I do a couple of things in my setup. So if you go to the side...
You told me to hit 58 though.
Well, yeah, for you. Okay, we're talking about relative distance. You hit it further than me.
All right, okay, go on.
So we're looking at percentage distance. So I'm going to make sure my ball position with these shots, I'm going to keep fairly central in my stance. I'm not going to get into the old habit of moving it back and driving it forward, because I'm not going to be able to control my launch on it quite as well, or my strike as well. So ball, I'm going to have very central, but I've also narrowed my stance. I'm going to make sure my hands just go a fraction more forward, and I lean a little bit more forward. And all I'm doing from here is a body movement without an awful lot of wrist hinge. And I control the trajectory well, and it's about sort of 10, 12 feet away.
So really, you kind of did like almost like a power chip there, didn't you?
That's exactly what it is, yeah. So I don't want a lot of wrist hinge, because I don't want to change the angle of my golf club too much at impact. I want to keep it as I've set it up, and make sure, as you can see from the divot there, it's very shallow. So the ball hasn't come out with an awful lot of spin.
Okay, so here we are on the, what hole are we on? Fourth? Now, you got what, 135?
133.
133.
Back into a good 10-yard wind. So 145 is my normal 9-iron.
So the wind is coming left to right?
A little bit left to right, but a little bit into as well.
Well, it's actually just died down.
You can still feel it now, to be fair, but we've got a tree in front of me. I'd prefer to kind of hit one a little bit lower into this wind, but I've got no choice now. I've got to go over it, because with this club I can't hit it enough left to right to go around it.
So you're just going to hit it up there and let it drift, do what it wants to?
Again, just try and take a bit of spin off it with higher launch.
How?
So again, no risks. Take risks out of it. Shallow with the strike. I've got enough loft to get over that with an 9-iron, but I've just got to trust that I'm going to get the enough yardage.
All right, go on then.
With this shot.
I've got a similar challenge. I'm just there.
So you feel the wind getting up a little bit. I'll just hold on a second, but
Choosing his target. Intermediate point. Okay, I mean, it stayed out to the left.
a fraction short, but I got the trajectory I wanted. I just thought the wind would just drift it over a little bit more. And again, as you can see by the divot, it's very shallow for a short iron, even though the grass is very, very wet. So.
All right, so we're actually on, is this the first hole we're downwind or maybe the second?
I think second.
We're on the 14th. It's a cracking hole, straight. It is birdie ball. What is it, 428 from here? So not massive, but we've got a bit of wind. So, no, I don't mean in the barrels. I mean, you know, what are we gonna do?
So,
how are you gonna maximize your drive here?
So, change setup. We've been talking about setup a little bit today, about how we wait a little forward, trying to take out the risks to lower your spin rate. Well, we don't mind it spinning downwind. We actually want to launch it higher, spin it more. So everything we've been trying to take out of the swing into wind, we're going to add in. So we're going to, if you notice my ball's teed up quite high, I'm going to let the ball go a little bit further forward in my stance. I'm going to tilt my shoulders a little bit more at address because I'm trying to maximise my launch.
All right.
And because it's downwind, it's going to curve less from right to left or left to right. So I'm actually going to try and hit it a little bit harder as well. So everything I'm doing here, I'm trying to get up in the air more with maximum speed.
All right, go on then. So you're tilting behind a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, so tilt a little bit more. I'm going to stand that back for a little bit longer and hit up. I've absolutely gunned that.
You can say that because the camera didn't see it. I actually didn't see it either.
No, I've gunned that. That's long. For me, that must have been a piece of at least 185.
All right, I'll have a crack. So I got quite an effort to beat that, have I? Now,
Wow, you could do. I mean, you are 4 stone heavier than me and slightly longer arm reach. So.
Try and get the body moving.
A little bit more.
More than that?
A little bit more than you have been.
Yeah, last few holes anyway. I'm terrible.
Hence you're 3 down. Oh, 4 now. Well, unfortunately he's gunned that about 25 past me. Yeah, well done, chump. Well done.
Yeah. All right, so Simon, he does a lot of playing lessons and he's a good player. And we were just talking about how really most golfers need to just play more and learn how to play, right?
Yeah.
Instead of learning how to swing. I need to shut up my clubs, they're rattling. So, tell me 3 tips. Now, let's presume most of them are shooting like mid-80s, something like that.
Okay. Alright, so 3 things you usually see that are wrong or could be improved. Alignment, okay. Not picking correct intermediate targets, not judging the conditions correctly.
Yeah, I mean, that's key, the intermediate point, isn't it?
Yeah, massive, massive. Being realistic with yardages is another one, is another huge
well,
issue.
Yeah, so I mean, people think, okay, I hit a 7-iron 150.
That's
Let's just use that.
thing you get every time somebody comes to a lesson. How far do you hit a driver? 250. How far do you hit a 7-iron 150?
But that's when they hit it well. It's not their average.
No, that's how they think they should hit it.
Okay.
So it's not realistic of what they actually do. So you get them on launch monitors and you show them the numbers, and they always go, "No, it's because it's a range ball." It's not, because I work all my yardages off range balls, and generally, as we've seen today, my yardages have been pretty much spot on most of the game. So it's just about being realistic to what you do. So if you hit a 5-iron 130 yards, hit a 5-iron. Okay, the golf game is you improve more by being pin high more often.
So that's like tip number, well, what was that, number 2? Like basically making sure most people need to club up, don't they?
Yeah. And then really thirdly, like picking the correct kind of pitch shot from around the green. Like we've talked about it a little bit today when we've been playing, about not necessarily being within 100 yards, reaching for the lob wedge or the sand wedge. You can vary it around a little bit. So the flag's at the back, you might want to use a pitching wedge and skip it up rather than trying to land it at the back of the green and spin it. It's just about finding a way,
playing it more simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding a way of getting the ball in the hole in as few shots
instead of just picking the lob shot all the time and things like that.
Which is a high tariff shot and actually quite difficult to do.
Well, there you go. He's got to carry it over there. So let's see how he goes. He's usually pretty good at these. He's overcooked it a bit. That's pretty good. I think he'd definitely take that. There's a lot of strong wind, so that's a safe play, especially with the water there. Kept it low underneath the wind. Sensible shot. See if I can make mine for birdie. Say goodbye, Simon.
Bye, Simon.
If you have any more, if there's any questions you want, any tips you want for course playing or whatever, it's just raining, so we're going to cut this short now, but we had some fun and we'll shoot some more videos for them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's get out the rain. See you next time, guys.